Have you ever wondered if the journey to magnet recognition is really worth all of the effort? Well, I guarantee that if you've been through the process before, this question has probably crossed your mind a time or two. The good news is that you're not alone. Today, we're going to dive into why this journey, while it is extremely challenging, has so many benefits, and how it can really lead to better patient outcomes, how it can create a more empowering environment for nurses, and how it can really strengthen the entire organization in the process. So whether you're just starting out or whether you're deep in the process, my hope is that this video will really give you a clear understanding of why all of this effort matters in the first place. So let's talk about it. Hi there, everyone. My name is Katie Stevens, and welcome to Excellence in Nursing. I'm a nursing consultant, a coach, and an educator. And one of the things that I do is I work with nurses and organizations to help them achieve magnet recognition and then also elevate nursing practice along the way. So one of the things that I'm very passionate about is helping nurses and healthcare teams understand the why behind magnet and how it can truly transform patient care and nursing culture. So if you're passionate about nursing excellence and healthcare transformation, please be sure to subscribe for more content just like this. So here's how we're going to break down today's video. First off, we're going to talk about some foundational concepts to really just set the stage. Second of all, we're going to start digging into all of the benefits. So we're going to talk about the benefits of magnet recognition for patients. Then we're going to talk a little bit about how magnet recognition really has the power to transform the nursing experience. And then we're going to wrap it up with why magnet can really be a smart investment for organizations. And so by the end of this video, my goal is that you will have a clear understanding of why the magnet journey is so valuable and why it's truly worth the effort, in my opinion. And I'd also like to mention that we've written 3 detailed blogs on these topics. We've written a blog on the benefits for patients, for nurses, and for organizations. So there are 3 blogs. We will link all of those in the description below. And so check those out for a deeper dive. These articles are backed by decades of peer-reviewed research. I would also encourage you to visit the ANCC website. They also have a lot of research to back up the benefits, again, for patients, nurses, and organizations. So before we launch into all the benefits for today, I just wanted to lay some foundational groundwork before we get started. So though we're going to be discussing the benefits for patients, nurses, and organizations all separately, I do want to mention that these are all very deeply interconnected relationships. So one of the things, that I want to bring forward with this idea is that when organizations build strong, healthy infrastructure, when they have a healthy work environment and there's healthy culture, and when nurses are really empowered to really operate and to practice at their best, at their highest potential, when they're able to practice with kindness and compassion, obviously patient outcomes naturally improve in that kind of environment. So the other thing that I want to talk about before we launch into all of the benefits is this idea of cultural transformation, and that magnet really isn't about perfection. It's really about this continuous cultural transformation that takes a lifetime. It is a lifelong journey of improvement, and it is backed at this point with decades of peer-reviewed research showing how magnet really elevates care when it's fully embraced. The other thing that I want to mention in relation to this is that you don't have to be a magnet designated organization to start seeing the benefits. So small intentional changes can definitely begin improving nursing practice and your organizational culture. What I will say about this is that although you don't necessarily, have to be a magnet organization or even officially on the journey to experience some of these benefits, what I will say is that formalizing the journey does create a lot of powerful accountability and does drive a lot of powerful momentum along the way. So it's just kind of like I think about this as just setting, clear goals in your own life. Many times, unless I get things on the calendar and I officially commit to something, it just stays a good idea and nothing ever really transpires. So that's very similar to the magnet journey. Again, you can start implementing changes today, but really getting on that official journey, submitting that application, and really starting to move forward does create a lot of that accountability and momentum. So let's get into the benefits, and let's start out with the most important stakeholder. And so that is, of course, the patient. They are the whole reason that nursing and that the organization exists in the first place. So let's start out by talking about what's in it for them? What's in it for the patient? Research consistently shows that magnet organizations across the board, and this is in general over the decades of research, that magnet hospitals actually achieve better clinical outcomes than non-magnet hospitals. Now, these are things like, showing lower mortality rates and fewer complications. This is things like, fewer hospital-acquired pressure injuries, reduced infection rates, also lower failure to rescue rates. This means that we're catching and treating complications earlier, and so they're experiencing a better outcome in that sense. The other thing that we consistently see is that patients in magnet hospitals consistently report higher patient satisfaction. So they're more likely to rate their care very high on a survey, on a patient satisfaction survey. They're also more likely to recommend the hospital to their friends and family. And so the question is, why do we see this? Why do we see that, again, in general, across the board, across the decades of research, why do magnet hospitals outperform non-magnet hospitals in these areas, in the areas of clinical outcomes and patient satisfaction? And I think one of the big reasons that we see this is because magnet hospitals are required to really constantly measure, monitor, and improve outcomes. And then this really does foster this culture of continuous improvement, where you're always looking at how do we improve and get better and make sure that things don't happen, negative outcomes don't happen. And that, in order to improve care along the way, we're looking to the best evidence and to the best research to actually, make those improvements and to create a better environment. So the other thing I will mention as well is that, of course, and we'll get into the nursing environment in just a minute, but of course, when you have supportive nursing practice environments, that also definitely drives better results. So to wrap things up for the benefits for patients, magnet really does signal to patients and to the general public that these organizations, that these hospitals have set out on an intentional journey, and that there has been an intentional commitment made to delivering the safest, the highest quality care possible. Now let's talk about why Magnet Journey can be such a powerful mechanism to improve the nursing experience. So first off, what I'll mention, again, this is in general, kind of across the board over the decades of research, magnet organizations do report higher job satisfaction and lower burnout rates for nurses. And this, of course, helps with nurse retention rates. And so again, you have to start asking yourself, okay, so why do we see this? Well, it is very similar to, what we talked about with the patients, is that magnet standards really do require that organizations regularly measure and respond to nursing engagement scores. And this really holds organizations accountable for creating a positive work environment. And so when we talk about a positive work environment, what does that look like? And I will tell you, there's an entire science on how to create a healthy work environment, healthy work engagement. There's an entire science on that we won't necessarily dig into today. When I started my doctorate work, that was really my focus at that time. I did end up shifting into something else, but I can get very excited about looking at, nursing work engagement and healthy, positive work environments, and how do you, look at creating all of that. For the purposes of today, we'll just talk about, a few of these items. So one of them is, looking at empowered practice. These are things like autonomy and advocacy, where nurses are really supported to practice at the top of their license. They're really empowered to make decisions and to advocate for patients and to really make to make a meaningful impact in care delivery on a daily basis. It also means that nurses have a voice in patient care decisions, and that they are able to actively contribute to policies and practices through things like shared governance structures. The other thing with a healthy work environment or a positive work environment is that many times that includes professional growth opportunities. So that means access to advanced education, certifications, mentorship, and leadership training. There's also a huge focus on well-being and recognition. So looking at work-life balance, flexible scheduling, fair workloads, also wellness initiatives. So let me share a quick personal story with you. I knew a young nurse once upon a time who really felt pretty stuck in her career. She really loved nursing, but didn't really feel like she was making the kind of impact that she had hoped for. Then she got really involved in shared governance, and she took on some professional development courses. And then suddenly, she was a part of real decision making, and she started to contribute to positive changes. And then that started, she started to gain some confidence. She started to step into some new leadership roles. And then those experiences actually opened more doors. She took on some new positions. And then eventually she became the magnet program director at a large, academic medical center. And now today, this same nurse has actually launched her own consulting business to help other nurses and organizations achieve nursing excellence. So, and if you haven't guessed it by now, that nurse is me. So the reason I share all of this is because I've lived all of this work, and I really understand the power of working in an empowered and in a magnet-driven environment. I've experienced those benefits firsthand, and honestly, I don't know where I'd be today if I had not had those opportunities. And so that's one of the reasons I am just so incredibly passionate about helping others experience the same kind of transformation. So let's wrap up the benefits to nurses. So the way I like to think about it is that when nurses feel empowered, when they're supported, when they're engaged, and when they're able to provide a higher quality of care, leading to better patient outcomes, the stronger the organizational support performance gets. So, magnet recognition really does strengthen this powerful cycle of excellence, and it really does benefit nurses, patients, and healthcare organizations alike. So now let's talk about why magnet recognition can be such a smart investment for healthcare organizations. So beyond the prestige of the title, magnet recognition really does deliver measurable long-term benefits that can truly transform an organization. So let's start with one of the most obvious perks, which is attracting top talent. That was the reason for the original magnet research in the first place. Hospitals with magnet status are known for their supportive, empowering environments that we just talked about. And then this reputation really draws in high-performing nurses and skilled physicians and other high-performing healthcare team members. So when you attract the best, of course, you are going to build stronger, more collaborative teams and really deliver exceptional care. Patients also recognize this too. So magnet recognition has become a signal to them. We've talked about this. It's become a signal of trust to patients. Patients, feel more confident choosing a hospital that has proven its commitment to high quality care and to excellence. So now let's talk about dollars and cents. So better patient outcomes definitely can translate to lower costs. The research does suggest that magnet hospitals consistently achieve better patient outcomes like lower readmission rates and shorter hospital stays. And that actually directly translates to significant cost savings, with fewer medical errors, fewer hospital-acquired infections, and safer overall care really does reduce expenses related to adverse events and extended stays. Plus, what I will also say is that because of this journey of continuous improvement, and you're always looking at how do we get better and more efficient, streamlined processes really do make daily operations more efficient, which definitely saves both time and money. And so, yes, magnet recognition is a great investment, and it's one that actually pays off. So let's wrap up the organizational benefits with the reputation factor. So magnet status is a symbol of excellence. So this recognition really does have the power to increase an organization's standing in the healthcare community. It can open up doors for research partnerships, for grant opportunities, and also for collaborative projects. So magnet hospitals often become benchmarks for nursing excellence that really attract both community trust and industry respect. And this really does help position the organization as a leader in patient care and in nursing practice. So when you look at the big picture, magnet recognition isn't really just about earning a title at all. It's really about elevating care, empowering teams, and driving sustainable success. And it is an incredibly powerful tool that can help an organization thrive in really every way that truly matters, which is, your quality, your culture, your finances, and your reputation. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights on magnet recognition and nursing excellence. Please feel free to check out our blog for a deeper dive. We'll have all of the links below in the description box. We also invite you to visit our website. We've got lots of free resources. We've got a great free ebook for MPDs. And also we want to make sure that you always remember that on the journey to excellence, you are the one that makes all of the difference. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.